So, hi, Shaily. So, congratulations for your job, and you selected in 3 companies. Basically, I want like you need to share your experience, how you are preparing yourself for this interview, the series of interview, whatever you have applied or you have faced. But before that, I know your background, but for my audience, tell me about your qualification, your domain experience, whether like earlier you were working on SAP. Tell me whatever before this current job.
Okay, I my current I am a chartered accountant. I qualified my chartered accountancy in somewhere 2019, and then I joined a manufacturing company, and I have been working in that company since. That company is basically using SAP for all of its activities. So there I have learned SAP like on the job. I was not provided any specific training for that, so I learned on the job.
So you joined there as an end user or as a like what was your profile? Like I got it. Like after qualifying CA, you joined in that company. Basically, you're on the basis of your current qualification means that time you're on the basis of your qualification. Then you got selected on that company. But what was your role? Is it consulting or user? What?
So it's a kind of no, it's so it kind of end user role. So
Okay.
there was like this setup where one person who is like a chartered accountant. So since they have like all the knowledge of accounting, taxation, and everything, they put the resource with one person who has knowledge of SAP. So on the job we learn like what is MyRo, what is MyGo,
Okay.
what are the
So
tables.
basically, it is a business user.
Yeah, it is like a business user profile.
Okay.
So I
Perfect.
worked for that profile like almost now 4 years,
4 years.
and
Okay.
then I started the training for consultant part.
Okay, so that means after 4 years of domain experience, then you thought like you should upgrade into SAP consulting, correct?
Right.
Why I ask this question? Because normally people thinking that domain is not required. So let's say someone have just completed, even qualified CS also. Like domain is very important because actually we are learning from the domain when we are working on business process. We are learning, or we are learning how to work on any ERP environment, how the integrations are working. Although during, let's say for example, during articles, if you have completed some audits and all, but still that exposure is different, and when you are actually working in any company, particularly manufacturing or MNC, that exposure is different. Perfect.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Because
go ahead.
audit we have like very certain, very basic understanding of the system. But
Huh.
when we work on the system, then when we go through lot of process like GRN process, PO process, sales and process, a lot of like interlinking and everything. In audit, we just overall like what vouch overall things.
Correct,
In
correct.
audit, that understanding is not there. So domain experience is really important because in consulting we need to learn like what is expected, like what is the output of this configuration.
No,
That
no,
we also need to
not
understand.
consulting during domain. So that domain is also important because that time actually you are learning the business process, and that is from ERP perspective, correct?
Right.
Okay, so that is what I want, because I always give focus on the domain before coming to any consulting, or before when you are preparing for consulting. Domain is very important. That is going to help you in your consulting. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Now you can continue.
Yeah, so after like that experience, I have gone through the training part where I learned the configurations, and I have like created a few company on my own as well. And I basically gone through all the documents that have been provided, and updated my resume and started my job search. So there is like a lot of jobs in the market, but just like your resume need to be, I think, very according to the job. And
Correct.
because I had applied to a lot of jobs and I got a lot of calls when my resume was like up to the point. So that thing is there. Your resume need to be like very specific about what role you are going for. And for interview, it is very important that you must know what is there in your resume. Like if you have mentioned something and you don't know about it, so there is no point of that. You should
Correct.
know what is mentioned in your resume. And if there is something like which you don't know, so while I got offer from the different companies, and in the interview process there was like questions related to basically from resume only, like what is
Um,
this thing, what is the vendor structure, what is like a master structure, how the master data flows, what is process, uh, in as accounting is at accounting, how determination work, how like a GL is getting fetched, how depreciation thing work in reverse depreciation. So all the questions comes from like a topic which are covered in the training, as well as which are mentioned in the document. So there is nothing which come out of blue. So it's important that resume need to be crisp, and we need to like just go with the confidence, and interviews
Okay, Shali, so I
like
will
clear.
interrupt you here. When you are preparing during your training phase or when you are preparing yourself, what was your approach? Like how you are like segregating your preparation? For example, let's say you have any specific approach or like how you are preparing, not during interview, before interview when actually you are learning the things.
Okay, so when learning, I was like taking my own notes as well in the class, because I think whatever we study in the class or whatever the material is there, there is like lot of things about it, but
Mm,
everything is not relevant.
correct.
So we need to prepare like our own notes. So just because I think we all are working side by side and
Hmm.
doing all these things. So it is not easy to go through all the material before any interview. So if we know, keep our notes handy, just everything like overall mentioned in there. So I was like preparing the notes along with the training, and I was also configuring the system as well, like along with training. So by the end of the training, I was like having a good knowledge of overall system, and the notes were there. So that really helped me
So
to
both
quickly.
that means system practice means hands-on as well as uh, theory part like you
Right,
concepts, all the logics that also you are preparing.
right.
Right. Okay. So training completed. Then you say already said that your resume should be very strong because as per the resume, you will get interview calls and you will get interview questions also. So resume you prepared everything. Then you started uploading resumes in your in different job portals. So what was
Right.
the response? Like, have you waited for some time for to get calls or like that means when actually your training completed and the call like immediately you started getting calls or like you took some time for your preparation like what was that phase?
Okay, so after my training was completed, I took a few time, but before uploading my resume, because I wanted to get confidence in the knowledge part. So I gone through the material once again, and some concept which I was not clear, videos once again, and then like after 1.5 month break, I then created my resume and started uploading. So when I uploaded my like correct resume, then I got like calls from whatever companies I applied to. Like I got calls from a lot of companies. Yeah, they I asked my CV.
Okay, so immediately you started getting the calls once you
Right.
uploaded in resume and I think it was in the month of I guess Feb, like that time
Yeah.
you spoke with me Feb I guess, right?
Yes. So in the
Right.
month of Feb, I uploaded my resume, and my interview was in the beginning of March. I appeared for 2-3 interviews,
Those
and
interviews.
I
Okay.
got selected in
Why
like
ask?
all of them.
Yes, why ask the question? Like obviously recession is there. I agree, recession is there, but jobs are also less. But it's not zero. If your resume is very strong and you have a good knowledge on that, still interviews are there and you will get interview calls. Obviously, if let's say in place of 10 jobs, maybe you will get a call for, let's say, 6 jobs are there, but it's not like zero jobs are there always. So it's not like zero jobs, because that particular that period, like you will say that it's recession period and recession going on, but still you have 3 offers in hand. So that is why
Right.
very it is highly important, like you should have a very good command on your product or on your subject, then wait for the right time. Interview will be there, maybe it will make 15 days delay or 1 month delay, but if you're getting an opportunity and if you are not prepared, then it is not going to help you. So that's why you took time, like you said, 1 month time you took for your preparation. So once you get ready, then immediately you started uploading resume and interview. You got the interview, right? So how was your interview journey? Like how many interviews actually you faced where you thought like right now maybe my preparation is not ready, or from that interview you learned something? I mean, that is not selection interview. Like initially you can say it is a practice interview. So have you faced such kind of interview where like complete they rejected you, like you are not up to mark? So is this any
Mm,
experience on that?
no, actually, it doesn't happen with me. So I appeared for interviews and I cleared all of them. Like it
Okay.
doesn't happen that any company rejected me till date. So
Okay, so that means if that means I assume that you have right now 3 offers. So all these 3 companies, it was first interview and you got selected.
yeah, like first interview, you mean first round or
No, no, no. Normally, what happened? Let's say I uploaded resume and I'm getting the calls, and I take the interview. I face the interview for a particular company, let's say X company, and they said that no, you are not up to our standard, or let's say it is your performance is not that good. So that interview, from there, nothing to take
no.
negative. But normally, what happened from that interview? We thought like, okay, we need some more preparation, so we should take positive from that interview. So you don't have any that experience, like whatever the interviews total, how many interview you have faced?
So I have faced till date like 4 interviews,
Okay.
and I got offered for 3. One interview was like they had requirement for there is a TRM module, like TRM
Yes,
specific
yes,
there.
yes, treasury, yes.
So the interviewer was like, yeah, your knowledge is good and everything, but we need someone
Profile
who
is
has a
different.
specific experience in this module. So I was not like up to that role. So
Okay, it's
that's
a
why I
complete,
didn't
it's
get
a,
the
yeah,
job.
then it is a completely different profile. Your profile is
Yeah.
different. That one is different. So that means we can say like in 3 interviews you have selected, and I mean you faced 3 interview and you got 3 selection, and it is really, really, I mean, you can say commendable job. Okay, so how
Thank
was
you.
your interview preparation? Like what you are preparing special, or like before a particular interview? I'm sure you must have checked the job description before interview. Like how you are preparing something special? Okay, this is interview. This is the company X, and my approach should for this company or for this job description should be that. If you can tell something.
Yeah, so I think the basic thing is like to really understand the job description. So many times we don't know. We must ask HR to like send a correct JD for the job, because then we need to understand like what is required from the role, and what special area we need to focus, like, or we can have a guess like what interviewer will ask us if we have the JD, so we can focus on that specific area. So first thing is like really go through your JD, and then second thing is like uh, you need to also, if there is like a interviewer, when you receive the mail like your interview schedule for this date for this person, so you can also like search interviewer. You can check like what is this position. So someone like, if someone is director level is taking your interview, then definitely he'll not touch base. He'll ask like overall things, so you can strategize accordingly. If someone like senior associate or senior consultant is taking your interview,
But
maybe he's
how
a
you will know that who is going to take the interview?
from the email which HR shared with us. So there are always mentioned the person, so we can check like who is taking our interview. So
No.
my strategy was like really to
It
know
is
the
it is
person.
it is good. JD, you explored the JD detail, so that is good. But my question is, let's say they said that your technical round is scheduled on this date, this time. So you got
Yeah.
the JD, everything. But who is the person is going to take the interview? For example, he's from he's as a director, he or she as a director or as a delivery manager or team lead. Like how you will know? It was mentioned in that mail.
So in the mail, generally it is mentioned like something person @ something or .com. So you can
Okay,
like
okay, okay,
explore
okay.
LinkedIn and
Right,
understand
right.
like who
Okay,
is this
so okay,
person.
from
So,
okay, okay.
so
Good.
you can.
It's a good point, right? Okay, so that means you little bit research on that profile as well. Like you can guess what type of question is going to ask.
Right. And third thing is like on the day of the interview, just go through your notes and everything and be confident. If you don't know any question, just say, I don't know this question. I can surely work upon it. And
Right. So that means
that's
no need to like bluff something which you don't know. Obviously, it is going against you. So if you don't know
yeah.
anything, then you can politely say, I don't know. So if you and second thing, which you know, as you already said earlier, that if you know something, then put that in the resume and have 100% command on that, so that rejection chances will be less because no one knows everything. But yes, if you know anything, then highlight that one and be focused on that particular area. Right. So great,
Right.
great. So, like so many things are there in FICO or in S4 HANA Finance. So, like which area you liked much, or which area interview asked maximum questions from these three interviews?
Okay, so interviewers are really like interested in, uh, I think the costing part. Uh,
Controlling, yeah.
yeah, controlling part like product costing, profitability analysis, and cost center accounting, profit center accounting, internal orders. So interviewers like really because I think FI part is a little less complex than CO part. So I really faced questions from all these parts more than FI part. So
And
yeah.
it is also, that is true what you said, and it is also because of your profile. So being a chartered accountant, so they position that they are going to offer in the or project what you are going to handle. So on the basis of that profile, like let's say for example, someone is from CA, that means he will get more focus on the management accounting. I mean, you are going to get, because in project multiple consultants will be there. So when you are joining as an associate consultant, that role they have planned that she is chartered accountant, so we are going to give this role, or someone is from cost accountant, this role will be. But it is true that someone is going to check your knowledge or participant knowledge on the basis of controlling, particularly what the areas you said. So that is, and it is also because I face this initially when my as in my career, I face also this
Okay.
type of questions. Like my profile was more inclined towards that. If you'll see all the projects what I did, so it is more on that area, and it is because of this particular profile. Someone is coming from let's say MBA finance, maybe they are not going to get this profile, so they will allocate something related to finance or associate, because obviously salary will be different. Chartered accountant and someone else salary will be different. So that is why this will, as per qualification, profiles are also decided. So you faced all this area because of your qualification. But yeah,
Okay.
this is also true that because you can negotiate on your package on these area. You will say that I know GL, AR, AP, all these. Everyone knows all this. So you can't sell yourself on the basis of that I know the FI part, because FI, it's a complexity. Of course, complexity is not that. You can say complex what is product costing. So that is also true. So anything special, any experience you want to share?
Yeah, that's it. What I shared, nothing special. Just is that ki, when when you are trying to negotiate your package, like you can really uh, talk with HR. I think that really helps. So what happened in one of my interview, I asked for some package and HR was like, I can't give you that thing. So when I talked more to them, then they upgraded my role. So I
Okay.
had to face one more interview, like with my upgraded position, but I cleared that interview as well. So HR offered me what I asked and even more.
Okay,
So it
so
is
that means
really
initially
necessary.
they have undervalued you and they have
Yeah,
offered the less position. Then you
right,
negotiated on the salary, then schedule another high level interview.
right. And
Okay,
they offered like the higher salary or whatever I asked. So it is
obviously
really
it's next
important to
position.
talk.
So when they the interview was next position, so package accordingly upgraded, and So that means they have undervalued you. So how you convince that? That means I am for like fit for this position, because it is something new for me. So that's why I'm asking.
So I just said, they're like, I can offer you this package at this
Uh-huh.
position only. So
Okay.
I asked like, what is the experience level for this position? So they said like 0 to 4 years. So I said like, I have 4 years of experience. It will be 4.1, 4.2 in the coming months. So
Uh-huh.
like, you can consider me for upper position as well. So
Okay.
then they were like really considerate. It is like up to them as well. So they were
Uh,
really considerate on that, because generally what HR do, they said, no, I will not be able to offer upper position, or will not be able to offer more CTC, and they just close the discussion. So the
mhm.
HR was also like very supportive. So they just helped me with like a one upper level interview as well.
Great,
And
great. So I know, as you said, you are going to join Big Four out of these three. Then, like, what is the hike percentage you got? No need to mention the figure. What is the hike percentage? Your current CTC and that
50% from my
fif-
salary.
50% of Big Four, 50%.
Yeah.
Good, good. So any message, any like you can, who is currently preparing for interviews or aspirant on this SAP consulting. So what will be your message? So how you will guide them? Because people actually want to listen from the achievers. That's why.
So initially, I think what I personally face is like, fear is there of rejections of the thing we mention in resume, and how much, since there is a person who are more senior to us, how much like they will, how, what questions they'll ask, how we'll answer. So interview fear is definitely there, but like as soon, what I did, I was like just trying to grab all the interview. So I was not like looking up to the salary part, or maybe up to the position or city per se. I was just looking for experiences more. So just like I can give more and more interviews, and once I have gone through like all the process, then definitely at some point of time it will become easy for me, and I can like crack interviews. So I think the basic key is to give more and more interviews, apply to all the positions which you can apply for, and then later you will have the things to choose from. But to reduce that anxiety, that fear, it is really important to go through the process as much as you can. So that is the thing
So
that helps.
So you can take like maximum face the interview, but thing is that you have to get the interview. Without getting interview, obviously you can't go to the through the interview. So it is also important that your resume. So resume should be so attractive and catchy, and it should be shortlisted from the company, and then only you are going to get the interview. So resume should be very good, and like it should be there. More technical stuff should be there. That is also important. I'm sure your resume, I have seen it, so I know. So that
Right.
yes, so that is also required, because no one is going to read the resume. So resume should be there in the application. So in their ATS it should come. So that is important. And obviously once in interview, I mean, resume will be shortlisted, you will get the interview calls, and no need to fear for interview, what you said. So you take the you face the interview, whether you are got selected or rejected, whatever, but keep trying. So someday some job is there for a particular participant. So, and if everything goes well, so you are going to land it on that particular job. So anything else you want to share?
That's it. Just-
That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
so great. Thank you for your time. And very soon you are going to join your, and obviously, as you said already, that they are going to offer you senior position. So that means they are going to offer you the immediately the project. And definitely it is going to be challenging, because obviously when more responsibility, more accountability, and more responsibility also will be there.
Right.
But no issue. This is how the journey is going to start. So because actually you are going to join in IT. Earlier it was core company. So although you are also doing their support, initially that maybe you forgot to mention, because there also you are handling support too. So along with the business user, that previous current job in fact. So when you will join the IT company next, so that challenge will be there. Client interaction will be there, and obviously it will be your not any domestic client. It will be definitely big four, means it will be foreign client. So that challenge will be there. But this is how actually we are learning.
Right.
Okay, so thank you
Thank
once
you very
again,
much
and
for the
congratulations
opportunity.
for your.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, all the best. So any issue, anytime, come to me. Okay, because I'm sure once you will join the project, you need support. A lot of, not support exactly. Some guidance is required because first time when you will get the project, like initially you need 3-4 months to settle the initial things. So that time maybe you will find sometimes actually the issue is not that big, but initially when you will be there in the team, so you feel like it is something big issue, but gradually will fit into that particular role because client interaction, client getting the knowledge, KT, all these things. So it will initially, you need some time, and I'm sure it is not going to take more than 2-3 months. So depends on the project. So I wish you will get implementation project initially, or maybe migration projects and all you are going to get. So we'll see once you will get the project that time.
Right.
Yeah. Okay then. So,
Okay. Thank you.
okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.